Hey, it's your guide Q, and today we're looking at some wild TikTok screenshots. This is easily one of the most fun videos I've made in forever, so let's get into it. I want to eat the Invisalign off your teeth. I need that and desire that. Jesus, like, bruh, I get it on some level. Like, I've felt this way about a person, but not a person that I've seen randomly online. Like, this is a lot to say to your partner. Like, they might not even be down for that intense of a vibe, but a stranger on the internet, it's just a lot. The masculine urge to take a real gorilla, put it inside a fake-looking gorilla costume, and set it loose inside of a shopping mall. This is just maniacal thinking. Like, even if this dude never intends to do this, the fact that he just put this idea out into the universe is so dangerous. People just, oh my god, it would cause so much destruction, man. Alright, this looks pretty wholesome. Me excited to have an online friend group. That's nice. You're making some friends online. That's great. They were all one person faking a whole friend group for almost 2 years. I have multiple questions. One, I understand that people do this. This isn't really a question. Like, I've seen catfish, I've seen people create friend groups or multiple profiles and stuff, but what do you do with your life after this? Like, obviously, if you're actually pretending to be like, I don't know, 5, 6 different people, it's gonna take up a lot of your time. Like, this person must have had no hobbies for multiple years to keep this up. Also, there's like that whole saying that is highly related to this topic of we should all know less about each other. I also think we should all trust each other less. Like, maybe you could trust people in real life, but online you should have very little trust in other individuals. Didn't you used to M at Sturb at T to Quagmire's voice from Family Guy, quote unquote? Like, I get it, you got 3,872 likes on this. I'm trying to build my TikTok. I get it. It's a struggle, but I don't think you needed to share this with everybody. This could have just been like a you and yourself thing that you know and other people don't have to know. Me on the phone with my bro in 20 years when they dig up the body that we hit on the I-17 going to Flagstaff and buried next to the pine tree with the split trunk at 35.0465468. -111,699,978. Like, do the police, are they legally obligated to investigate these coordinates and this tree with the split trunk? Like, I know that it's fake. I know that it's a joke. It's a very funny one, but like, is somebody responsible for investigating if it's a joke or not? I need a girl who married her best friend and had a kid with him just to find out that he was her cousin, so they got a divorce but are still best friends who are actively trying to get their kids back. Long story. And also have a mediocre podcast. So I'm okay with everything that happened here. As long as the thing about the podcast is not true, they're redeemable in my eyes. So this person says, in 9th grade, I was such a literal nutcase that I thought I regularly telepathically communicated with a guy in my class, and that we were secretly in love, and I would astral travel to his room and hang out with him and spoke to each other the instant we woke up, and I would freak out when we wore an outfit that was even slightly similar looking. And I thought we knew absolutely everything about each other and thought we didn't talk because we had to keep it on the down low because of his bitches. This all went on for almost 9 months before I finally spoke to him and realized I didn't want anything to do with him at all. So hear me out, it seems like it kind of ended up in the best case scenario because everything in the first 90% of this story is just like extremely intense and concerning, but imagine if she had like still had a crush on him and was like obsessed with him when they first talked. Like, this could get so out of hand so quickly, but the fact that the feelings just faded away once you talked to him, it's like kind of the best thing that could have happened. You think cheating hurts? Imagine being with Chinese people your whole life who looks you dead in the face and tells you they love you, but you end up finding out that they kidnapped you from the hospital as a baby. That shit literally ruins you. Yeah, I would imagine that it would ruin you, but this is gonna be a reoccurring theme with this video. I'm 99.999% sure this did not happen, and it's just one of those like crazy, like, oh, I'm gonna play this off like it's true and make these two guys that I'm standing next to look really bad in front of millions of people, but it's just a meme, dude. It's just a joke. Just don't worry. It's a prank, bro. Fruit Locker Day 20, and you've got like so much fruit in various states of decomposition. We've got 1.7 million likes. Like, how many things? I want an over-under on how many traumatic events have to happen to you for you to even consider this as a thing that you would do. Like, oh my god. Alright, I remember one time I was so obsessed with a boy that I found out his address and his mom and dad's phone numbers. I would call his mom, and when she answered, I would make up lies about him so that he got his phone taken and he didn't talk to other girls. I found his family members' names, how many times he moved houses, what schools he went to, found all his family photos, found all the girls he messed with so that I could become friends with that. Like, oh my god, I really hope that you were very young when this happened. It's a lot. Like, that other girl earlier, yeah, her shit sounded pretty insane, but you took so many more actions about this sort of obsession, and it's just too much. Me looking at the "we should be friends" message after I carved his initials into my turkey thigh. Now, obviously, she didn't actually carve her initials into a turkey thigh, but that's just how I have to phrase it. This is like, if teenage romance could be summed up in one phrase, this would be it. Just way too intense for no reason at all, just crazy things happening. So this girl says I had his location. I'm guessing she tracked his location. He unadded and unfollowed every girl. I lived with him. I had his password. I went everywhere with him. I was with him 24/7, and he still found a way to cheat. So one, this is not me at all defending cheaters. I do not like cheaters. Cheaters are bad. But if you find yourself doing this in a relationship, it's probably just time to break up with that person. Like, either you are suspicious for good reasons and that person is cheating on you, or you're just making a non-cheater feel very uncomfortable and just suffocating them to an obsessive level that nobody's gonna want to deal with. So just break up with them, reassess things, and try to date someone who you feel more comfortable with. This fucker ate my birth certificate. Bye. Like, this freaks me out so much because I've had to do multiple things in the past couple years that require your original birth certificate. So what happens if some dog eats your fucking birth certificate? Like, do you just not exist anymore? Can you just not pay taxes or do like any of the things that people need to do? So this couple got this comment on their page. It says, "You're beautiful and you need a Latina or black man in your life. Stop mingling with the Mongolians since they're gonna give you ugly baby." What the fuck? One, this man is gorgeous. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, this dude is not producing ugly offspring in any way. Not that that matters to fucking anybody, but regardless, like, a couple years ago, I totally would have written off this comment as just like somebody trying to say the most edgy and cringe thing possible, but like, who knows these days? I've actually seen this guy on my For You page. He actually makes some good Midwest emo music. Anyway, he says, "Nah, but for real, how do blind people know when to stop wiping? Do they just be guessing? I know they're walking around with swamp ass. I'm not even sorry. It's not like they're gonna see this anyway." Jesus fucking Christ, bro. So what I've heard is that they just wipe an unreasonable amount of times, like 20 times. You would see, there's millions of blind people out there, but you don't see them every day. It's because they're wiping 10, 20 times just to be 100% sure that there's nothing in their ass. That was misinformation, by the way. I have no clue. If somebody can inform me, go ahead in the comments. I would love to hear the true. When the cute quiet boy I locked in my basement in 2018 finally starts Stockholm syndroming, this just like is such a great genius idea. I would love to see a TV show of like a kidnapper that's just like way too mundane and normal about their kidnappings, and you kind of follow them and they're a normal person and they get really excited and you get like happy for their relationship once they finally Stockholm syndrome their kidnappee. It's just interesting. That one time I got into an argument with a coworker and got so angry I pooped myself and then proceeded to pull down my pants to show him the poop in my pants while screaming, "Look what you made me do!" Like, what? Like, multiple crimes were committed on this day. Like, you're at work, bro. Like, how are you keeping your job after this? I'm pretty sure that this is also a joke, like everything on here, but it's an entertaining visual. When I had a chance with a guy who took me out for a $200 dinner, who bought us matching shoes, and who is studying to become an engineer, but I still chose the druggie over him because he was adventurous, I saw his potential, and we had history. Now, I feel like straight women for some reason get a lot of flack for doing this, but I promise you, everybody does this. There's always a better match, a smarter option, but sometimes you're just into a certain person and you make bad decisions because of it. Okay, maybe it's an exaggeration to say everybody, but definitely way more people than would admit to doing this have done it. Yesterday, my daughter's bully called her an ugly whore and poured milk in my daughter's chair before she sat down. So this morning, I printed off the pictures I had saved of this little girl's happily married mama in another state eating face with another man. I then put them in a sealed envelope, addressed it to the girl's father, and told my daughter to slip it in the little shit's take-home folder during school. So like, if you're like 11, this probably sounds like a sick like a very cool thing to do. And don't get me wrong, I hate bullies, but in this situation, I'm pretty sure the bully is a child that probably has a really rough home life, considering the cheating situation that's happening, and now you're going to expose, and it's gonna completely mess up this kid's life. Not that I'm against exposing cheaters, but obviously the situation is just more complicated than that. And anyway, like, it's probably fake to begin with, but still. Check out the last cringe video, check out my music channel and my music TikTok if you like emo music. You know the drill at this point. Everybody skate on to the best of your abilities. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water, channel members on the left, and I'll see you super soon. Peace out, Cub Scouts.